Recording in progress. So I thank you all for being here tonight on this Tuesday, September 20th. I appreciate you for joining us for the Social Entrepreneur Toolbox Open House. This is a project that we worked on for a while since March, and we're very happy to bring it to the world. And as we introduce it to you, we just ask that you be
So we have an internet freeze.
Start off by just getting to know everybody who's in the room. Can we get some introductions? For those that don't know me, I'll start. I am the charter president of the Rotary Passport Club of Social Entrepreneurs. And my name is Monica, Dr. Monica Grant. I live in New York City, and our club is based in the Philippines, District 3830. Now I'd like to go around the room and see who all is here. Now, can we start with, I guess, to my left, Dimitri. Can we start with you?
Yes, sorry. I'm Dimitri Sampas. I'm the president-elect of the Rotary Club of Boston. I live in the Boston area, and my social entrepreneurship venture is a startup called MalID, developing AI screening systems for oral cancer.
Thank you, Dimitri. All right, next, let's go back to Dennis. Tell us who you are, Dennis.
Thanks, Monica. Well, I'm Dennis C, or Sai, as people are prone to pronounce that last name, two letters. I'm also from the Philippines, actually, but I live in New Jersey right now, work in New York. My day job is I work for a financial institution as an IT professional. And the rest of the time, I'm also a singer-songwriter, a Grammy member. So that's pretty much it. That's me in a nutshell.
Thank you, Dennis. We might have you sing a little later.
Yeah, that's why I joined this call.
Oh yeah, and I can accompany. I'm a organist, pianist, harpsichordist. So
there we go.
If you need some keys behind you.
There you go. Let me swing by Boston as soon as I can.
Definitely.
That'll be awesome. Yeah.
Let's take this on the road. Thank you, Dennis. Official Benet, tell us where you're from. Who are you? Tell us about yourself.
All right, doctor, thank you. Sorry, you can't see my face at the moment. I'm Benedicta, known as Official Benet. I am a life coach in the UK. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Adam, Mr. Adam, can you introduce yourself? He might have stepped away. All right, I'll come back to you, Adam. Angela, you there?
I'm here, Rod. Hi, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm Angela de Manos of India. Basically, it is a
Thank you. Angela from Nigeria, founder of the African Village. He is our data analyst. Awesome. Andre Butler, are you there?
Great evening and or morning, depending on which side of the sun you're on today. My name is Andre Butler. I'm with GoTel Communications. We're based out of Dallas, Texas, here in the United States. And we will be helping in the area of technology and international projects. It's good to see everyone this afternoon.
Thank you, Andre. CP Danny, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're actually doing introductions. And so it's the best time for you to introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, who are you? And just introduce yourself to the room.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Danny Karandang, and I'm the charter president of the Rotary Club of Alabang Madigal Business Park, the sponsoring club of the Rotary Passport Club of Social Entrepreneurs, and I'm so happy to be here this morning. And I'm so glad that we're part of your project. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. CP Danny, he is our sponsoring president. He helped us come to life. So he's our daddy, he's our godfather. So thank you, CP Danny, for all that you do. Kelly Keith, can you give us an intro?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Keith. Within the Rotary container, I am our executive VP. And outside of this space, I am the founder of the Heart Space and Permission Granted. Pleasure to have you all.
Thank you, Kelly. And I'm gonna go back to Adam. Adam, are you there? Just want to give you opportunity to speak now.
I pinged him in the chat, then said, let me know when you're back. So he hasn't responded yet. So I think he might have stepped away.
All good, all good. All right, so let's get started. Your time is so valuable, and so we are thankful for you being here today. What we are doing right now is unrolling our project, our humanitarian project. It's also a fundraising project. The goal is to educate the population of the world that is entrepreneurs and or activists. This is called the Social Entrepreneur Toolbox. And what it is, it's a learning platform that we, Kelly and myself, kind of came about just in conversation of wanting to educate the world on how to build better businesses, how to build businesses that actually heal communities. And through that, through Kelly and I organizing a bunch of amazing people. And so you can see right now on this call, we have the Philippines, we have Dallas, Texas, we have Nigeria, we have the UK, other calls, we have Singapore. We have within our Rotary Club, we have about 11 countries where our members all come from, and it's growing. And definitely, if you're interested in joining our Rotary Club, please let us know. But our humanitarian project is to educate people on the skill sets that you need to have to be a social entrepreneur so that we can address the pillars of Rotary. This is also our humanitarian project, to where we will raise funds that go to other projects such as bridging the digital divide, health clinics, health and wellness programs, things like that. So this within itself is a social enterprise. Now, what we're going to do is give you the experience tonight. Kelly, our wonderful Kelly, she is a Reiki master. And ever since I met Kelly, it's all about healing. It's all about just love. She just puts me in a different frequency when I'm around her. We're going to give you that experience tonight. This is a little short snippet of what the toolbox is here to offer. And as you're partaking in the course, this mini course, you might want to become a student. You might want to become an educator on the platform. All of that is available to you. So what we're doing is we'll drop some links in the chat for you to apply to become a student. Maybe you want to sponsor another student that can't afford it. Maybe you want to tell other people about it. There's so many opportunities for you to assist if you like what you see tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to Kelly, and then we can get started.
Oh, good. And actually, I'll put you, Adam, good to see your face. Before we do drop in, wanted to give you an opportunity if you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, what you're about, to weave you into the group.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Adam, and I'm in a doctorate program for natural medicine. So I'm looking for introductions to integrative medical professionals, primarily, MDs with a holistic background. Otherwise, acupuncturists are great because they're great research partners for me towards my dissertation. So whenever I hang around Kelly, I tend to meet the perfect people whose heart is in the right place. And it's a great, so more praise for Kelly. Like I really, I can go looking elsewhere, but when I'm around Kelly, I tend to find the right people whose also their heart is in the right place, which makes all the difference in interacting with them. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to meet all of you, and I can't wait to participate in whatever we've got going on here.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks, friends. So good to be co-creating all together. And hopefully Adam would love to have you part of the club. And it's like, duh, why haven't I invited you in prior to this? But it's all divine timing, as we know. And we have Marge coming in right at this moment. So as Dr. Monica said, this has been a really beautiful journey since March, which really isn't that long. that has gone from from the idea to us birthing it here into this moment. And so we're going to give a very short sample of what a masterclass would be like in our experience. When we have our first class in October, which Dimitri in Italy, he will be leading, and it's sustainability for entrepreneurs. At the end of October, there'll be a 2-hour masterclass. And it's a combination of pre-recorded programming like we have today, and then also with a live class happening with them. So I was going through my archives of material I have from previous classes, and I actually pulled 2 videos from the Reiki level 1 training that I do. And for those who aren't familiar, Reiki is an ancient healing modality that utilizes universal life force energy to restore and optimize mind, body, and spirit into one. It works for helping to align things that we put our focus to into the highest, greatest good of all. So it tends to have a really extra magic to help push things along into the highest good. And as social entrepreneurs, it felt like a great way to bring that in. And as we start to look, and you'll see in the video, as I'll be saying in the video, it's interesting watching myself back on this, where the principles that we learn within this modality, it doesn't stay just in this container when we're doing this practice, but into all facets of life. So we're going to go in, I'll show you a little bit of how this works. I will share my screen, and welcome to the Toolbox. So within it, when you are an educator, you'll be able to go in and create your own courses, and you'll have a subject code, and you'll be able to upload different content for the students, and there'll also be a live engagement. And we'll go in, and then you'll have your pre-recorded videos. So here is our first class for the day: Principles for Life Through Reiki and Why It Pertains to Entrepreneurs. And we had a feeling.
Principles to carry forward. So we're going to touch upon a couple of important principles to carry forth in our day-to-day life as a healer. And just a reminder, whether you're a practitioner, whether you do anything that you would be a standard healer modality, we're all healers. We're all our own best healer, and we're all healers in the world as we allow ourselves to love ourselves and love one another. And so these are a couple of important principles that I invite you to integrate into your day-to-day life to live as your best, highest empowered self. And many of these come from what Dr. Yusui, Dr. Hiyashi, Mrs. Takada, they were beginning to take notice of what was important for their own self-care and for the students they worked with. So one of the important principles is we never force Reiki upon another. We never force healing upon another. And this goes a bit into level 2. I teach level 1 a little bit advanced. You're welcome, and just trust that. But we can also look at it as any of the healings and information that we know. Our job is never to force healing, to force Reiki upon another. Everything is simply an invitation. It's simply letting people know that you have these resources or this information, in this case Reiki, available if someone so chooses to have it. But we always want to present things in a way that's an invitation and allow people to make their own conscious choice to invite it into their experience, and then we can share it. So a way that we can practice this is we'll use Reiki in particular as a suggestion. I have a good friend who has migraines all the time. And I would love to just help to ease the migraines and just, soothe it. But it's not my place to just enforce that. But I do simply just say often, just a reminder, I share Reiki. If that's something that you would like, please let me know. I would be happy to offer it to you. And so I always just leave the invitation there. And sometimes they take it. Sometimes they just want to live with their migraine. And that's their life, that's their choice. So we never force healing upon another. It's always an invitation. It's a gift that we can give if someone wants to receive it. Another second important principle is that we always make sure that we have some kind of exchange happening when we're giving. As people who can identify as healers or very loving, open-hearted, there can be a tendency for us to give and to give and to give and run ourselves to the point that our cup is empty and that we have nothing in turn to give to ourselves, or we can't give to the extent that we would be able to. And so an exchange is always needed when we're giving. And that doesn't have to mean monetarily. This is completely up to us of what feels justified and what it is that we're receiving in terms of giving. Perhaps it's just a cup of tea and a nice conversation. Feels like that is a nice balance of what is being given. Maybe it's a walk in the park or a meal. Maybe it is a monetary exchange. That's up to you to really tune into yourself and ask, what is going to make it feel balanced of what is being given? Because this is a universal law. Everything is always in this process of giving and receive. And if we're giving, we're opening the floodgates to receive. And we have to make sure that we're keeping that balance going so everything continues to be prosperous and abundant, because it's always prosperous and abundant no matter what's happening in the external world. We just keep ourselves in that balance, and what a beautiful gift it is to be able to stay in our power and make sure that we're keeping that flow coming to us as well, that we're receiving just as much as we're giving. Then the third principle is that we empower ourselves, and we also empower others around us to be clear of what are their needs, what are our needs, and that we take action to fulfill them. No one in this world can know what we truly need and fulfill them better than ourselves. And this is the art of being so closely knowing ourselves and being clear of what it is that we need and what it is that we want, and taking action to do so. And there's a difference between what our wants are and what our needs are. When I was studying in India, Usha, my teacher, she was very clear. I can still hear her in my head so clear. You need to know what are your wants, you need to know what your needs. Your needs come first. Very often we can go to our wants to avoid fulfilling what our true needs are. And so it's our job as healers, as empowered beings, as sovereign beings, to be clear of what do we need and to fulfill those first. And if our needs are fulfilled, then we say, okay, well, what do I want? And then we can go into our wants. And it's not a depriving ourselves of wants and those things. It's understanding that needs are the pillars and the foundation of our strength and our vitality and our well-being and our connection to Source. And so empowering ourselves to get clear, what do we need in our lives? And taking the actions to do so, and empowering others around us to get clear what their needs are as well, and fulfilling them. Because the more that we're all doing that, the more we can stand in our full power and stay connected with Great Spirit. So those are 3 foundational principles that I invite you to bring into your day-to-day life, whether you move on to being a Reiki practitioner or simply just being the powerful healer you are by just exuding love and light into the world. See you in the next module.
So as you can see, yes, this comes from, if anyone's like, wait, I want to learn Reiki. That's a self-led course. Let a girl know. We can send you the link. We can do a club attunement. That'd be, whoa, that's a beautiful intention. Andre, your eyes just lit up. It's so funny. So when we have the toolbox, there are 4 25-minute courses, pillars that will be set up. And then we have the live masterclass for live Q&A, going deeper into the conversations. And so we want to leave a space here for a moment if there's any questions that come up from there or any shares that you would like to have. And then we're going to prompt with a few questions to support us to go deeper. Because within, as you'll learn, when you sign up for the first class in October, every module tends to have homework. This being an open house and you're a guest, we weren't going to have you guys have to show up and do homework and all of that, but we are going to kind of put you on the spot with a pop quiz. So we'll have a couple of questions in a moment, but first we want to just open it. If there's any questions you have on your own or anything you want to share before we move into the next module.
That
I
was
have a
great.
question.
You're made for video.
Thanks,
For
Adam.
sure.
How can a Reiki change a person's lives? Like, what's the ultimate impact?
Yeah. So there's two different routes. So similar to with the toolbox of, and I'm like, just genuinely, it's a good, space of it. Of you can be a student and come in and receive. So there can be a client who comes in to receive a session, or there can be the route of more the educator coming into the path of being attuned to Reiki and practicing on yourself and then others. When we come in for a session, it's a great resource to melt away stress and anxiety. It helps to get any stagnant energies moving again and makes us much lighter and being able to see the bigger picture. We tend to, after a session, feel more in the flow of our optimal health. Our thoughts are more positive, inspiration's flowing a bit more. We're more just as if like we went into like we're a car, we went in and we just got like a tune up, essentially. And then when we get attuned, level 1, we learn how to channel this energy through ourselves. And so we change the baseline of our vibration. So we're at an elevated state on our day-to-day after the attunement. So say we were here, which is great. After the attunement process, our baseline is here, which just helps us to be more in an elevated state day-to-day. Whoa. Okay, anyone else?
I'd like to give a personal testimony about Reiki. So this is during a sound bath. If anybody has ever had gongs and sound bowls and chimes and things done during a ceremony, and it can be very healing and it can be very enjoyable. But during this, and the Reiki was going on, she put her hands on my ankles. And so first she had put her hands on my head, and then she had gone down to my ankles. And my eyes were closed. And I was thinking while I was in that position, man, she must be really working on me. Like she must be really dealing with something because she has been on my ankles for like a long time. And eventually I opened my eyes to like make eye contact and like maybe get some feedback as to why. But she wasn't touching me anymore. She had moved on to somebody else. I don't know how many other people in the room she had moved on to because my eyes were closed for so long, but I could still feel the heat and the pressure of her hands around my ankles as if they were still there. So, um, in terms of when Kelly is talking about heat, like energy, it's not always just a non-physical, intangible concept. There is a physical interaction with it that occurs, um, and that's when so for a lot of people, if they've never experienced it, um, they can be skeptical. And I always say, don't be gullible. Skepticism is healthy. A little bit of skepticism is healthy. Don't be gullible. But if you can go into something with an open mind and have an experience that your body feel, then there's no refuting your own experience, no matter what other people might say. It's like that for me in that moment, I was like, oh, there's more happening here that I'm aware of. And my body feels it. And so that was a light bulb moment for me. So anyway, Reiki rocks. Kelly, super awesome. And
Thanks,
can't wait
Adam.
to see more of this video series.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's before we go into the questions, I mean, do a little deeping to get to know each other, at this heart level, at the heart space. This is where the real connections happen. As we know, as we've been learning through, our club, it's become a real team. It's become a real sense of family and community. When we hop on, we're genuinely excited to see one another because we've connected, we're sharing our lives with one another. And so as we're building in these foundations, I personally, like, what does this have to do with social entrepreneurship? One, it being, my business that is, what I've built in social entrepreneurship, but there's also bringing forth this level of Reiki, the highest, greatest good. I put it to all projects that are involved here and then praying on all that are involved in the club. So an invitation is to tune into this and see how it might apply into your day-to-day life. And we're gonna do, Lonnie, you got here just in time for questions. Good for you. We're going in deep. Good to see you. And so we wanted to ask a couple of questions here to just one, we'll skip the one. We're curious, doing your self inventory and knowing that there's no right or wrong, we need both sides. And in all relationships, there tends to be one person who leans more towards one and someone the other. In yogic science, we actually know that this is the key to healthy relationships, is knowing it, and there needs to be one that's a little bit more than the other. So don't be like, oh, I have to say I'm more of a giver, because speak your truth. But when looking at, do you tend to lean more towards giving or receiving? And which one do you have space to improve more on? And we want to open a space for anyone to share and to get to know one another. Andre. We'll give you a moment, Lonnie, then we'll jump in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Great,
I didn't even know
great.
you did. No, I'm sorry, I'm late.
It's perfect timing.
So I just introduced myself. That what you want me to do?
Sure, Lonnie, introduce yourself, then Andre, you can go. We'll give you a little bit of another
Okay,
moment,
great.
Andre.
Good afternoon. My name is Lonnie Johnson. I am the VP of Technology for the Rotary under the leadership of Dr. Grant and Kelly Heath. I thank you guys for having this meeting this afternoon. I'm sorry I'm tardy. I got some things that got in the way. I apologize, but I'm here now. So thank you guys for allowing me this opportunity, and have a great night. Andre?
Thank you, Lonnie.
Well, I guess my business partner came in right at the right time. As he gave it over to me, I guess in the space of the question, whether I am more of a receiver or a giver, I would have to say, so in my own personal walk, as you transition in from the corporate or the societal norms, and you become more of a servant, as far as serving people and serving individuals in every aspects of your life, whether it be your immediate family or your colleagues or your business partner or even your associations, the giving aspect of this life, I guess also preps you for receiving. I mean, but I don't give to receive, but ultimately in the space that I am at this stage of my life, I would have to say that I'm more of a giver and more apt to look at things from a standpoint of how may I be able to help or serve in a capacity, as I go throughout my days. And, that just becomes your daily journey, whether it's, helping the next door neighbor or helping someone within my own household. It's just the giving mentality and the giver personality is what I would probably be more attributed to who I am. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you. Anyone volunteer before I'll volunteer some people, because I'm just genuinely curious. I'm a curious human. Dimitri, would you like to share? Dennis?
I guess I'll turn on my video. I think it's not fair to everybody else. Well, to your question, I'm always of the mindset of balance. Probably it's something I got from my dad. So while you were talking about if you're coming from the perspective of do you see yourself as a giver or as a receiver, at least from how do you say it, from the perspective of music, I feel like you have to open both gates. Even when you're creating something, you want to think of yourself as a medium and not somebody that's capable of writing this or that. And you kind of have to take the mindset like you open the gate for the universe to talk to you so that you can be a medium to share it with others. So that's why I think, at least from my perspective, it's really trying to make a conscious effort that you open both gates and feed that energy to come in and to share it out. At least that's how I view it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Dennis, I'm so excited to hear your music. And this is the space where in these containers where like the gift of everyone's wisdom, like groupthink is beautiful. The gems here are incredible. Anyone else? Njola, Rico?
Kelly, I'll jump in while we wait for other people to make it back to their microphones. So I had just texted you right before this call with a complaint because I had just gotten off of another call. Something that I struggle with is overgiving, especially when I feel like the dialogue that I'm having with somebody isn't a reciprocal connection. So you can kind of see the look in somebody's eyes that they're not present and they're not collaborating in the dialogue, and so then I will overcompensate and do more of the talking and do more of the probing and asking. So it's like the difference between asking a question and getting a one-word answer and asking a question and getting a genuine interaction. So um but being a New Yorker in person, there's a technique for that. It's called touch and go. Just you just put a hand on the elbow or the shoulder and you say, okay, headed to the subway. And that's like a socially acceptable response for ending an interaction. But over Zoom, you know, we set this time up for an hour. So that the rules of engagement are we're going to try to fill this space, and it's uncomfortable for both people, and and to and to say something that ends that interaction prematurely can be seen as rude and abrupt. Where so like I said, I tend to fill the space, and instead of just being clear with how I feel in the moment, go and recognizing I'm not connecting with this person, go, all right, I think that's enough for now, I gotta go. And so I don't know if anybody else has had Zoom meetings that go on for too long where just it's not a good fit and not know how to get out of it. But in the question of giving and receiving, like uh, I feel like I'm blocking myself from receiving when I spend too much time. Sorry, uh, activity going on over here. When I spend too much time with the wrong interactions and then not giving myself enough time for the right ones. So if anybody has any advice of how to get out of a bad uh, chat in a graceful way, um, I'm all ears.
Beautiful. Thank you, Adam. And then Joel, I saw you come off, and no pressure. We'll go into the second module here in a moment, or I'm happy to hear if anyone else wanted to share. Yes, Andre, we know you have so many things going on. Please.
Thank you so much, Andre. So definitely I'm a giver, but I'm also a Libra. That's my sun sign. And so there's an aspect of balance. There's an aspect of balance. And I know when I'm not balanced. And learning how to receive the right energy, the right frequency, and demand that I receive the right energy, because to a point of what Adam's saying is there's always things flowing to you. It just might not be right for you. And so knowing what's right for me is really important. And then understanding that there are other people that are also givers. And it's a part of the relationship to allow them to give, and they want you to receive it, and so you can't have two givers trying to give at the same time. You have to learn how to receive and play that balance. And that's, a key to relationships. And, I'm aware when, it's time to give, and then it's just time to Monica sit down and relax and chill and allow that to be. And I like receiving, I like reception. And I wanted to make a point on when you talk about like leadership classes, a lot of leadership books are about putting on a nice face, leading your team, going into war, going into battle, right? And it's somewhat manipulative and it's aggressive, right? It's the being in the warfare space. This course really feels, lead yourself first, lead yourself to the water, fill yourself up, take care of yourself so that you don't have to force a smile, but you're naturally radiating a good energy. And that will allow you to respond differently in a better way than being forced to be nice to your employees. They force you to be nice to your coworkers when you genuinely are just nice to yourself because you're taking care of yourself. And that will radiate throughout the space. And so this is a higher level of leadership that is now taking over. This is now the age of Aquarius where more people are discussing it. But this is some high level conversations, as 19 Keys calls it, where you want to take care of yourself first, save yourself first, so that you're not putting on a front, you're not being manipulative to get your way in business, but naturally you're building the right relationships, you're building the right communities, and it's natural and it's long lasting. So thank you, Kelly, for all that you do.
Yes, and likewise, birds of a feather fly together. It really is to see what we've created, where we've cultivated our club and what we've built upon conscious business practices, from the level of true collaboration to everyone having a voice, to understanding that we're humans and we all have needs and we have breaks and we need to do what we need to do and show up for one another. It's truly, I'm still in awe of what we've actually created and the team we have and how it's growing. So thank you. But to have a space where we can have these conversations, at the open house and beyond, and to see, we understand that we need all the puzzle pieces and everyone's genius is welcomed, it's truly incredible. So let's go into the second short video. It's a little under 6 minutes, and then we'll tune in. And the follow-up question will be leading a little bit more into you sharing about your mission in the world, what makes your heart sing. So we'll plant a seed ahead of time. So it leads us into a bit of a little bit of networking and you sharing what you're up to. So let's do a screen share once again.
So all of these modules are my favorite modules. However, this really is one of my favorites in level 1, because like we said in the previous section, if you're doing this in order, everything that we're learning in level 1 can be applied to every facet of our lives. That's not simply in our Reiki practice that we instill these principles or this way of being, but it's understanding that Reiki is now becoming a part of our lives and how we show up in the world, and we can invite it into every facet of our lives. And so the power of intention is something that is really important when we are in our Reiki practice and when we are working on another or putting our focus into it. However, the power of intention, I strongly invite you to integrate this into every part of your life, because we are so powerful. And as we begin to elevate our vibration, that Reiki is going to help do. In every level of Reiki, what we're doing is we're raising our baseline frequency, so that as we continue to do the inner work on ourselves to raise our frequency, we've already elevated, so we're going higher and higher to access these higher parts of ourselves, our higher potentials, and reaching these higher frequencies that are the pure unconditional love and light. As we elevate our vibration, we are becoming more potent in our capacity to create. And our mind is so powerful and determines so much of what vibration it is that we're bringing into the world. And so by using the mind to set the intention of where it is we wish for our energy to go, it's going to help make manifest the reality that we see in the world. We're bringing it into a micro level of our Reiki session, setting the intention of what it is we wish to achieve within ourselves in a healing or on another. It's going to help direct the energy. So as we're playing with this in the level of level 1 Reiki, I'm going to invite you to look at this going through your life as well, of starting to become very mindful of what are the thoughts that you're carrying through your day, because our thoughts are creating our words. And when we add vibration into the universe, if the thought has become so prominent in our world that it has hit words and vibration, it's a dominant vibration through your system. And so our thoughts are creating our words, and then our words, as a result, our actions are following. And then our actions are creating our habits, and then our habits are creating our character. And as a result, that character of how we're carrying ourselves is creating our destiny. Now, what's beautiful in this attunement and through this 21-day journey, we're going to be changing our frequency. And Reiki is such a beautiful medicine, such beautiful energy that we can work with to help shift our mindset into a more positive. So as a result, we naturally begin to see our thoughts become more positive, and we can begin to focus and speak on the beauty of things that we see, what we appreciate, gratitude, and drawing those things more in. And as a result, our external world can begin to shift. And so my invitation to you, maybe before even going on to any other modules, is to take a pause, even if it's just for an hour, maybe you pause the training for the day, and go into a practice of really being mindful of what are the words that you're speaking to yourself. What are the thoughts that are coming through? What are the words that you're saying? And then as a result, what are the actions? And allow yourself to see how powerful you are of setting the intention to have more positive thoughts and speak more positive, and watch how quickly the world around you could change. And you might notice nothing in the externals changed. It's simply the way that you're looking at it. Because in the words of Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite teachers, when you allow yourself to change the way that you look at things, the things that you look at begin to change. So in this module, taking a moment to pause, getting aware, and setting the intention of how you would like to show up for the rest of this training, and setting the intention of what it is that you desire to make manifest through this journey, through this attunement, through this 21-day journey, and allow for that to have our energy flow. Because where you put your focus, your energy flows. So set your intention, invitation to go take a pause. Maybe write down in your manual if you printed it out, or in a journal that you're taking notes. Set your intention for what it is that you wish to have make manifest through this journey. What's brought you here to this training? And we can allow our focus to head in that direction and bear witness to the magic that is you that will unfold. See you in the next module.
Where our focus goes, our energy flows. So this has always been one of my favorite teachings of the world, is the power of our thoughts, the subconscious rewiring, and how powerful it is of what we set our intentions to and what we're putting our focus to. So we want to make a moment for anyone to share anything that's coming through. And then also to create a space for everyone to share what is your intention? What are you putting your focus and your energy towards in the world? We touched on it as we were going and doing our intros, but we want to leave a space to really open and share. And if there's anything that you're setting an intention to welcome into your life, to receive, you can place that into the space here as well, and see if there's someone within the community that can support.
Hey, Kelly, I want to give
Yes.
an opportunity for PP Mars, Rotarian Jerry, and Rico to introduce themselves.
Please.
And maybe they can answer as well. What are they focusing on right now?
Wonderful.
And Mary as well, our treasurer. So this is our Philippines crew. What's going on, family? Good
The
morning. Good morning.
Philippines. Good
Hi,
morning.
Mary.
Hi, Doc. Good morning. I just got off work, so I'm kind of tired, so I can't open the camera. Sorry. Actually, just got sorry, just to share, I just got a glimpse of the video. So wow, it's good. Actually, I do meditate before, just to avoid, anxiety attacks due to the work culture is so toxic. So that's very good. I used to have my own space. I like to do yoga, little yoga, just to make sure to de-stress, which is good. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mary. And what are you like? What are you putting your focus on in the world? What is lighting you up? What are you passionate about? What are you creating?
Actually, I do have a passion since I've been part of our youth church. So I'm the one who's facilitating youths, making sure they're on the right track, advising them not just spiritually, of course. I also train them to be the next leader of the church. So yeah, that's why I wanted to help, like, especially youths nowadays.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, Mary, and thank you for being our treasure. You're the true gem. Uh, Rico, are you there to introduce yourself and share?
Hello, good morning from the Philippines. Yeah, so I'm Rico. A few of you know me already, but I was appointed as the Vice President for Communications of RPCSE. Yeah, Dr. Monica knows I've been missing in action lately. Just been going through some adjustments. Yeah, so my apologies for being missing for a while. And it's nice to be here. It's nice to start the morning. And I had to catch up. I was able to log in at 7:30, right? So I missed the first video, I think. Yeah. Um, I would just like to share a bit of my thoughts, how it resonated with me, the recent video. And of course, I'd also connect it with the first one, the first topic. I was able to gather a few thoughts about it. So the thoughts that we let in our minds, the thoughts that we entertain, really do affect the outcome of the day. For example, when we start the day with "I'm grateful," then you'll end up grateful, and the people know. They're able to say, "Wow, you're glowing today. You're different compared to the other day that we see that you're on the verge of crying." This is based on true story. This is me the past days. This is me. This has been me the past days. I actually broke down in my workspace a few days ago. So three of my colleagues were asking me, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" They got worried. They didn't know I was in the car talking to a friend and I was actually crying. So I don't know what I'm going through. I told my friend, and then I got back in the office with my eyes. You know how chinky eyes are like when you're after crying. It, they're swelling and you just can't hide it. So I didn't know what to say. I just okay. I broke down in the car, and so the thoughts that we entertain really affect. I was having so many doubts that day, and then somebody showed me you don't have to have these doubts because here's what you are. Someone gave me a little bit of validation, and yeah, I was able to agree. And then when I was listening to the video earlier, when I was watching your video, that's what I remember, that sometimes we have to train our mind to filter out these thoughts, or sometimes just train them to respond properly to some messages that we receive, to the energy that we receive from the outside factors. That also triggers our actions, right? Whether we give too much or tend to receive too much. Because when we entertain negative thoughts, we feel lacking, we feel empty, and thus we demand too much from other people, from the ones we love, from the ones that matter around us. And when we have this skill of being able to balance our thoughts, to filter our thoughts, our giving and receiving meters would also be balanced. We give just enough, we receive just enough, and we are able to form healthy relationships, not just in business, of course, but also in our personal lives. So that's how I'm able to resonate with the thoughts that we have today. Thank you and good morning from the Philippines.
Thank you, Rico.
Thank you so much, Rico. And yeah, it is, so much of as we're evolving in the world these days, especially as social entrepreneurs, there is so much of an inventory of personal and professional. Of course, we have different spaces, hopefully, for our lives. There isn't always living in one, but so much of how we show up within our personal life is also in direct correlation to how we're showing up in our professional life. And us creating these foundations and these teachings from the mental emotional health side for future generations who are feeling the call to show up, or for people who are already in this world who are feeling so dysregulated and unbalanced, creating the space and then also providing the skill sets and the knowings for more of the fundraising and for the blockchain and for all of the different facets of what does it mean to have a 360 support of social entrepreneurship, making sure that we're having everyone thrive. And Rico, thank you for being, a wholehearted human, living wholeheartedly and allowing yourself to be in that space. And one thing I pride myself on is the culture we've created, within this club and within the toolbox, where we do all show up wholeheartedly. We understand we're humans and we want the human aspect because we're humanitarians. We're building things that are going to support, humans today and 7 generations from now. So, just so beautiful. Thank you so much, Rico. Marge said, I tend to focus on building conceptual frameworks for change that needs to be introduced. Yes, and PP Marge, we're so grateful for you and your genius of supporting and building conceptual frameworks and being such a huge support in us getting chartered and for building this.
PP Marge, we love you. I wish your audio could work because I would love to hear you express that and go deeper into that. So maybe that's your class. Everybody on here is a teacher, is an educator. And so PP Mark, I would love for you to teach that. Love you too, yeah. Keep going, Kelly. I'm sorry. I was being a fan.
No, please, yes, no. And before we go into a space, we're really big on honoring time and space. We're going to definitely walk us through the toolbox, different ways to get involved. And we want to open a space for, if there's any specific needs or desires and what you're calling in that can support in asking the community that, specific connections, things of that nature, please know we're going to open a networking space on that. So if throw it in the chat so it's ahead of time, you can do that, or just start to percolate that in your brain of, is there an ask that I have for the community, and opening that space to receive support in that specific connection with that company, or, hey, I could really use a meditation buddy or a book recommendation, whatever it is that you're wanting, feel free to ask. And so we're just going to open the space. If there's anything else someone wants to share of where they're putting their intention, their focus, or things that came up through our mini lesson today.
So I think what I'm hearing you say is that if we have an ask for support that we need, that we should make it. And something that I'm masterminding with a team right now is a telehealth brand, and we need to learn how to do front office intake in a virtual environment. And so anybody who has any resources or expertise or experience in front office admin for medical clinic, and then further this new way of doing it online, we're looking for new team members for this mastermind and this telehealth brand.
Beautiful. Thank you, Adam. And if you want to type it into the chat as well, so we have it there, that would be beautiful to have. And Adam would love to explore you joining. We'll be going into the round of all the different ways to come up, but would love to explore you joining the club at the core level, then also sharing your genius. Any other shares from the classes moving through? You want to share what you're focusing on, where your energy is, or a specific ask of the group? We're starting to kind of open it up. Beautiful. Dr. Monica, do you want to walk us through the toolbox and how we can get involved?
Yes, Dennis C. Thank you everyone for your hospitality and for having me. All good. Thank you, Dennis, so much for just being here, for your time, for your energy. I value and I appreciate, your time being here. And yes, let's link up next week. Let's meet in New York and have tea and powwow and share. It's been a long time since I've seen you in the flesh.
Looking
Now,
forward to it. And good night, everybody. Have a great time.
good
And
night.
talk soon. Bye.
I love your hair. I didn't get that in. Jerry says mindfulness is very important. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So the toolbox, the social entrepreneur toolbox, it is a digital learning platform that is growing. Our first class will be next month, October 18th, with Domenico Vito out of Italy. I'm going to share my screen. So I've shared this in the group chat, but this is the link tree. This is the link tree where you can find all of the important links about the toolbox. If you would like to go to the website for our Rotary Passport Club of Social Entrepreneurs, you can go here. For our first class, it's going to come up on Eventbrite. This is the Domenico. Can you see the Eventbrite page? Sustainability and climate change. Awesome. So this is where you want to go if you just want to try out a class. This is your first class. It's $45 per class. And if I might not have said it up front, every penny, every dollar goes into the humanitarian fund bank. And so each class that you sign up for and you pay for goes to funding another project. So if you just want to try it out for the first time, you can pay $45. But if you would like to get an annual package, for Rotary members, it's $199, and for non-Rotary members, it's $299 for the year. You'll get 12, at least minimum 12 courses, 6 networking events. You'll get be a part of the mentorship program and so many other things. So, but if you just want to try the first one, you can sign up on Eventbrite. Our first class is going to be about sustainability and climate change. Domenico is such an amazing man. He's out of Italy, and he runs the Climate Forum Social. He also does a lot of work around our Ukraine initiatives, recycling programs. He's just a really dynamic person. And so I'm actually really excited about this. And so you just go on to Eventbrite and sign up, and you can learn more on Eventbrite. I'm gonna go back to the link tree just so we can get through it. Now, if you're interested in becoming a student of the Social Entrepreneur Toolbox, it takes a little bit of time to load. This is the air table that we're using. And so also, if you just coming from a tech aspect of how can I help them improve the tech, let's do it, right? Thank you, PP March. This is how you would sign up to become a full student and to get the membership package. So basic information, who are you? We just want to know more about you so that we're also collecting data on our students so that we know how to better service our students. You want to know about your business and how can we best help your business, right? And because that will also help us learn more about the classes that you're interested in, right? So this is really a growing environment that you determine, what's going to be on the next layout of classes and who's going to be teaching and what languages they need to be in and what time zone they need to be in. So as we collect data, and Jola is our data analyst out of the African Village, we're going to be creating a program that reflects what the social entrepreneurs in our community, need and desire. Go back to the link tree. If you would like to be, where is it at? An educator. And please go on and click on all these other links, but I just want you to see the educator application looks very similar to the student application. I'm not going to hold you up here. It's Airtable. It just takes a while to connect, but it will connect, I promise you. We also have a private community that we're building for social entrepreneurs. And as the more classes come up, you'll see them on here. So if you just want like the easiest way to access the toolbox and to find out what's going on, please go to the Linktree/Rotary for Entrepreneurs, and you can get all the information about us and what we're doing.
Hey, Monica, who can be an educator? Why would someone want to be an educator?
Well, educators normally have about 7 years of experience in their expertise. And it goes back to the conversation that you were saying about giving and receiving, you know? Do you have something to give? Are you overflowing in your cup? Or are you just saying, hey, the world needs to know about this? Particularly, all of us come from just different aspects of the world, different experiences that we all add to the pot. We all thrive together. That's what Kelly always says. We thrive together. And so it's really important that I know what Adam is learning in this program. I need to know. I need to know what's going on in the Philippines. Rico, Mary, tell me what's going on. And so all of our expertise has a space here. This is not a pie with just 6 slices, but we can make a big old pie, and we can keep adding to the pot, and everybody can eat here. And so anyone that has, a significant amount of experience and the desire to share and to bring people in their world, we want you to be an educator. I see you, Meech. Come back on the camera. You an educator right there. So Meech, oh man, he got this program where he learning how to figure out if you got cancer in your mouth.
And I also had a meeting double booked that I didn't
love you for being here. Love you.
Thank you.
That's commitment.
Happy to be here.
And Meech is doing food banking, food pantries in Boston. So even like something as simple as how to put together a food bank, how to put together a food pantry, like that's a course within itself, because there is an issue of food security in America and throughout the world. And so we can figure out ways of sharing our solutions with each other. That's what makes this powerful. And that's what adds to the healing of the planet, is by us sharing. And I'm just so happy that we're in the virtual space for us to be able to do this work. Yeah, thank you. Kelly, any more questions for me? Was that clear? Do you need any further understanding?
I mean, I'm super clear. The link tree has everything, and we're very accessible. We are really, like, communication is everything in life, especially as we are, moving forward in conscious business development and communication. And truly, we want to connect with people. As you can tell, like, you would think some people that are on here, we've been best buds and creating forever, but no, we just met last week. But it's truly that heart connection. It is from the heart. So if you have connections, questions, and you want to connect, we are here. And choose your adventure. If you need support in what is the right path for you in this moment, we're here for that as well. For those who are like, I feel curious about going the teacher route, but I've never taught an online course. I've never actually stepped into the teacher role. I understand. A piece of what I give to our club is supporting the educators after going through the application. We support you with an outline of how to start to put together a course. So we'll really kind of hold your hand as much as you're wanting or needing to create the framework of how to cultivate that, which then could then be replicated into your other worlds. As we know, online education is kind of becoming a big thing. And so it's a skill set that you can then apply to your other things as well, because we know education is important. So that's a gift to everyone as well, that will give a bit more mentorship and support in building the course out. So don't let that fear or that little small self-limiting belief of like, I don't know how to do that, stop you from showing up and sharing and helping the future leaders of tomorrow, because we got you.
Yeah, we got you. I want to call on CP Danny. How are you feeling after this presentation, after this class? Are you energized, rejuvenated? How do you feel? CP Danny, are you there?
Hello. So as I texted, I'm actually having a difficulty talking because I still have cough and colds, but I really love the sharing, and I'm looking forward to more of this. And I'm just having I have some questions as to the content of the toolbox. I thought all along it's just really for educational and business and professionals, but now I think it's really for even for personal caring about what they feel and how they perceive things, and it's really in a way very helpful for some people. Like, of course, it talks about going to it's It has something to do with spirituality and their mental well-being. So, and I really am thankful because that's really part of our personal growth. And this is something that some people are really looking forward to, not just to know things and becoming learning about how things are being done, but really more of uh, reflecting on their lives and how they can be a better person, really creating balance. So I'm really thankful, Dr. Monica, for having such a medium or a way for people to really talk about their issues in life. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, CP Danny, and we're praying for your health. I hope you heal. I know you're having cough and colds, you know.
Thank you.
I don't know
Thank
what's
you.
going around in the Philippines, but I'm praying for your health.
So by the way, are you coming over to our induction?
I am. I'm still working on my ticket, but I'm there. I'm there. And for everybody, if
Great.
you would like to come to the Philippines in October 17th, our club will be inducted into District 3820 at 3830. And I will be there with other members of this club. I know Mary might be able to make it. Rico, can you make it? But if anybody wants to take a trip to Philippines and be a part of this Rotary experience, like, let's go. And yeah, I'm there, CP Danny. You got me. You got me.
Yeah, because there's going to be a presentation of the charter, so you will receive your certificate of membership into Rotary International as a full-fledged Rotary Club.
That's amazing.
And yeah, and of course you will have your inaugural address, so you better prepare for that.
So we need to start talking about that now. And Kelly is like my half speech writer. So
I knew that was coming. I was just about to write to you. Should I start getting ready for the speech?
You heard it. My speech, beginning, middle, end. Kelly, what else?
Yeah, that's right.
So yes. Well, I know we're gonna meet this week, and so that's something that we should get started on and work through. But I'm there. You have me, and then I wanna experience the Philippines. I wanna give me a tour, show me around. Let me know what's going on in the Philippines.
I will be your driver, personal driver.
Amen.
I'm curious, where is it that this is happening in the Philippines? Is it in Manila or?
Yeah, it's going to be held in the largest, the finest, the most expensive hotel in the Philippines. That's Okada, Manila.
Oh.
It's by the Bayside. Yeah, you can check it out. It's really so it's really a milestone for your club to be chartered in the biggest hotel in the Philippines. It's going to be very, very auspicious. I mean, very special because we invited all the past district governors of Rotary. There will be also visitors coming from India and a lot of clubs we have invited to be partnering with us. And of course, we will be discussing about Tulbox as well this week with Dr. Monica, and we intend to really make it as a medium by which we can educate the Philippines through education. So there will be a MOA signing as well for the partnership in a way. So a lot of things will happen that day. We will also launch an award giving body, and I would like you to be part of it as well. Like we will be having a launch of we'll be awarding top officials for their work in the Philippines. I mean, how they made really a big difference for being really such a warrior in their advocacy. So I hope that Dr. Monica can actually make this award international, so that why because we'll be recognizing some people who are really advocating for change, and that's what you're doing actually as entrepreneurs. So we will be having, say, some sort of a because there's a Filipino word for warrior, it's bagani, and we're going to adopt that. Incidentally, Congressman Ortega Antonio is here. He just joined, and he's one of the, the one pushing for this award to be given during that evening, the launching and awarding at the same time for some people who really became a warrior of their advocacy, really pushing and really influencing a lot of people to create change for humanity. And so this event will be very special to us, and I believe that it's going to be also very worthwhile for all of the members of the Passport Club of social entrepreneurs to be there. It's going to be hybrid for those people really members who cannot really come, but I hope that most of you can come and make us your host, no? Be our guest.
I love that. CP Danny, what's the best airport to fly into from America?
Oh, well, we have 3 airports actually in just right here in Manila. We have the NAIA, that's Ninoy Aquino International Airport. There's also one in the Terminal 3. So just one airport actually with 3 terminals. So just one airport actually, one international airport.
Okay. So coming to Manila.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know PP Marge and Jerry they're in the tourism business, so maybe they can help us out with hotels and figuring out the accommodations and lodging and all that. Awesome.
That's right.
So we can have a delegation right here, let's show up to Manila. Awesome. Well, thank you. I'm so grateful for you being here. And Congressman, is it Congressman Ortega?
Yeah. Say hello, Congressman Tony.
Thank you for being here.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm having problem with hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys? I just got in. Coming from I'm doing some chores outside the house. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for being here. This presentation is about the Social Entrepreneur Toolbox. It's our humanitarian initiative to educate social entrepreneurs and to create more of just humanitarian business models throughout the world. And so having you here means that we can take this thing far. So I know we can do a lot of things with your help, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad I was here. Just this morning when my wife woke me up, she was asking because she will be the speaker for our youth in the church, and she was asking me, well, what topic should she share? And I was thinking the right word that immediately pops out in my mind. I said, why don't you discuss social entrepreneur? Because that is now the in thing that the youth should be more aware, because of the recent pandemic. All of us should have a paradigm shift of the normal things. And actually this morning I have a meeting with a social entrepreneur who, I don't know, is not yet a member of Rotary, but we guested him, Clyde Arcosa. Sir CP Dan, do you know Clyde Arcosa, right?
Yeah, I know him.
Clyde Arcosa. We guested him in Zoomcast. Yeah, so we have a meeting later on to discuss how we could collaborate. And I'm, although this is short notice, I'm glad to be part of here. Anything that I could contribute, I'm all in. I'm all in. Thank you so much. I'm privileged to be here.
That means a lot. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else want to make a comment, statement? How you feeling tonight? We're all around the world right now. Jerry, I still haven't heard from you. So what's up with you? Angela, how you
Hi,
feeling? Hey,
good
Jerry.
morning. Yeah,
Mm.
as I mentioned a while ago about the video, that's very uh, related to my advocacy about mental health advocates. So, in doing that in our club as one of our areas of focus or project, it's about mental health awareness because Kyle mentioned a while ago that what is our focus right now. So my focus also is doing that particular project in mental health and also as mental health advocate because right now, especially in October after our induction, we have that particular projects in mental health sponsored by our club and also our Rotractors. So we're preparing for that, and most especially, my focus right now is to prepare our induction, our upcoming induction.
Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, we definitely want to help with the mental health conversation, and whether it's Toolbox or it's another project, we want to be a part of that. So we'll have a further conversation about that. And I'm just really excited. I think how this all came about and just the fact that we're here today is the most high, it's the source, it's God. It's bigger than we can even imagine. It's bigger than us. And so I am just appreciative to be on this path with you all and to be able to look around and see that this path is not lonely. We are here in this together. We are here in this, enjoying it, making serious moves, making serious waves. And to have a congressman on the call with us, I love that. I love that. And so all I ask, when you leave and you say, hey, I had a good night tonight. That Tuesday night event was something special. Tell more people, tell more people, the right people. It's always about the right people, the right vibe, because we want the right tribe, right? And this will grow. This will grow. Just like everything else grows, the idea of social entrepreneurship is still new. There's still people that have been damaged by bad capitalism, right? And so we're coming out and saying, no, there's such thing as great capitalism. There's such thing as great entrepreneurship. And it has the power to bring about world peace. That's what I did my dissertation on, is how business can bring about world peace. And so I believe in it. I'm standing in that truth. And I'm so grateful to look around and see you all with us. And there's so many other people. Everybody here has networks. We all represent a network, and it's so many people that are now waking up to this information and to this spirit of let's just do right. Let's just do right. So thank you so much for being here. And I want to open it up if anybody has any last comments or questions. I do respect your time, so I want to get out of here, but I don't want to leave you hanging if you really have something to say. I want you to get it off your chest. Angela, come
Okay.
on.
Hi, good morning. It's my pleasure being here, and I feel very excited and happy about that the inauguration happening. So, so to contribute, I would like to ask the VP probably when he's writing her speech, if we could have like a sort of pie chart to be able to make people understand how we intend to find that market. That will help. And it, I really feel it's really amazing being here, and I'm thankful to Dr. Mika for giving me the opportunity to be part of the project.
You are very welcome, Angela. I didn't get all of your question. Are you able to type it in the chat box?
Sure.
Thank you, Rico.
Yeah, go for it, Adam.
So I was saying at the beginning of the call how whenever I hang out with Kelly, I find people with where their heart is, and I didn't know what this meeting specifically was about other than to network with social entrepreneurs, and then to find out that Toolbox is a from what I understand, we're going to be creating courses. It'll be a course marketplace. We could be educators through Toolbox. I think I'm getting that. But then as the meeting goes further and we start talking about the Philippines, and that really connects to a project that I've been working on for over a year. There is a friend of mine who has a foundation, 501c3 nationwide, called Friends of the Philippines, and their mission is to make the to break up the inclusive nature of Philippine communities, and get them to collaborate and interact with other cultures in the cities that they're in, so that they can experience more abundance, more prosperity, and more support. Um, and this is, kind of a common thing for all, you know, ethnic groups and cliques, and people tend to isolate. And so he's uh, his name is Jerry Seibel, and if you look him up, he's a floral artist, and he's a very well-known Philippine floral artist. So the Friends of the Philippines do things around the New York City area, and they recently had an art exhibit on the Brooklyn Bridge. Um, but something that we've been talking about is how to provide grants and education and money through um, the New York City Youth Grant Program for the Philippine youth. They can all be paid $15 an hour to attend classes on Zoom, such as like what we're creating in Toolbox. So a lot of this really connects with what I've been working on, and I'm just can't believe that I'm here. Like this manifestation that is occurring. Dr. Monica Grant is, leading this and introducing me to everything that I've been asking for, the support that I need for Jerry, for the things we've been talking about on how to get it to connect. So I can't wait to spend more time with all of you and see how we can create these bridges, bring more money to the Philippine community through the grant system, and and really, make a social impact through business. And I won't go into, the deeper details of the revenue models that we've been talking about, but um, just let's just say that we've got some really powerful ideas, and Jerry himself is, his clientele are like Sir Richard Branson and people
Mm.
at that level. So there's some certain things here that I'm just really excited that the people that are in this room, um, coming in here, and I had no idea, and then to see what this is, I'm just like I'm buzzing. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to meet you all and spend more time with you.
I feel the same way. I'm really excited that I got connected with you all, and I love hearing about what everyone's working on and how it can work together.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That felt good. So the next step of feeling good is let's get to work. There is work to do. There is work to do. We are an active club, and this took a lot of work for us to get here. And the beauty of how we all work together is that, sometimes it's just about being in the spirit. And, Adam might throw out an idea, and Meech might catch it and say, hey, we can do this. And it's like, oh, I never thought about that. And it's really about just coming together and seeing how we can best serve our purposes. And it happens in meetings like this. And then doing the tough work, but I don't think anybody on here is afraid of the work. And so opening up our network, opening up our heart, open up our heart space. Shout out to Kelly for all that you do. This is amazing. And we can continue to do this. So here's an open call to join in the Rotary Passport Club of Social Entrepreneurs. You can find, the membership application on the link tree. And also joining the project, joining the Tulbox project in whatever way you feel is the best way to get your toes in the water, And we just go from there. This is a long-term project for us. We're not looking to be in and out. We're looking at the next 10 years and just how to really build that out. And then what can it create? And it's going to create other projects and other ideas and other business models. And so it's just about, getting in where you fit in, as we say, getting where you fit in and be in love with the process and just be human. Me and Kelly can be like, girl, I'm tired. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And it's like, it's okay, because I know that once you refuel, you'll be able to instantly give us what we need. So I'd rather you take that time and wait for it to be the right moment and space. And so we're that community that you've been waiting for. And so hang out with us more. And we'll let you know when our next meetings are. Our first class is October 18th, so we hope to see you there. And I would love to continue to just have private conversations. What ideas do you have? I'm so interested in the downloads that you're going to receive going throughout the week. We can do this for the toolbox. We can do that for the toolbox. I want to hear it. That all has a space here. And as we are in different cities, different countries, the toolbox might show up just a little differently based upon the need of the community. And that's totally cool. It's totally cool. This is free flowing, it's a growing being. And so I'm just thankful to have you all here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Dr. Monica, maybe Rotarian Adam can join us in our meeting on Thursday for the Philippine launch of the toolbox. Yes. We can figure that out. We can figure that part out. He's coming. But thank you all. And Kelly, do you have anything last to say? And then I'm just going to close out.
Just gratitude to everyone for hearing the call and showing up. And thank you all for, leading in a good way. We wouldn't be here if we, on our own personal paths, we haven't been showing up and, leading by example. And I'm just so grateful. And truly, every time we come together, the radiance that exudes from me, from the collective energy, is so beautiful. And I'm so grateful and excited for what we're going to create. So I'm excited to connect with each of you, individually, and continue to build this together. And hope to see you in our upcoming meetings and on the platform. And feel free to reach out to me directly anytime. It'd be a privilege and an honor to connect with each and every one of you.
Awesome. And by the power vested in me as the president of the Rotary Passport Club of Social Entrepreneurs, I now adjourn this meeting. Thank you so much. Ding. Take care.
Thank you. Nice
Bye.
meeting you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Do we have a picture?
I've been taking pictures throughout it. Because
Okay.
Sneaky.
I've been stealing pictures.
Please provide us one for
We
our
can do
documentation.
one right now. Everybody smile. You have a beautiful
Dan, usap tayo, Dan.
Sneaking tape, I hope.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you so much, everyone. See you soon.
Bye.
Yeah.
Dan, usap tayo.
Yeah, bye.